Hi all, welcome back to the Angels Modelling and Railways. Here we're looking at Vic's barber shop, which I will turn into Vic's Emporium as a little memoriam to a work colleague of mine who passed away earlier this year. So yeah, planning of the town within the layout, I've started drawing up stuff by pen to work out the places of buildings. So today's job is going to be disguising the old purple wall behind the mountain scene. What I'm actually going to do is got some 5mm foam card. Now what I'm going to do is maybe print off some cloudy textures, stick it on the foam card and drop it behind here to give it a bit of a backdrop and get rid of the purple, which will certainly help with the back scene initially. Still to kind of fully work on that back scene and add in what I've been thinking of adding in a little shelf with trees and all that sort of stuff. But just now I'm going to get this 5mm foam card, get some clouds on it and stick it up there. Now over here we have an idea of just kind of covering where the wallpaper is, but it's going to be a difference between the height of the foam card up here to that dado rail and then down here. So I'm going to figure out a way of actually putting in a photograph with trees or something on it and trying to get that bit disguised, take away the white, work in a little bit of a back scene just to kind of help add to the overall feel of the layout. And then over here I'm going to add one of these bits. That's why I bought this card, was just to help kind of create back scenes. So I'll put that in there and stick some form of photograph of foliage, trees, mountains or whatever there, and it'll just help give this whole area, get rid of the wallpaper kind of look there and the purple wallpaper, and obviously move the lamp where the glary light is. And yeah, oh, another vehicle on the layout. So I ended up painting this temporary back scene using a mix of blues and greys, just washing the brush across quite thick with the paint and then just smearing it out. But it certainly looks a lot better as the 5 panels are pinned up behind the back scene, gives a kind of nice sky look, which is far better than the purple look. On the concrete portal side there was quite a large gap, so I cut some foam and made up some woodland scenic rock moulds in order to attach that to the foam. Also using the rock moulds on the timber tunnel portal gap, I made up 2 small moulds and then used WWS fibre mould to blend it in. It looks a bit horrendous and it can be a bit scary doing this sort of thing, but once you start battering the brown and black washes over it and then give it a light skim and a dry brush with the lighter tones, it certainly blends in quite nice and it looks the part. Placing the timber tunnel portal back on the layout, you can see where the 2 rocks were blended in. And now looking at the centre part, I had to try and break up the straight line that was there and add in the little rock mould that was going to the left hand side of it. So in order for it to fit into place, I had to shave some of that particular backdrop off. Then using the fibre mould, I attached the rock mould that was stuck to the polystyrene. Also for the cave, I wanted to do a little kind of ledge where people could get to. Rather than walk down to it, I wanted it to be higher. So I made the rock mould but tweaked it and changed it so it didn't look identical to the other rock mould, and then attached it to the rock face using the fibre mould. And you can see both sides are now attached and in place. And the ledge gives somewhere for people to climb up into the rock cave and climb down for them to access the little cave that's above the tunnel mouth on the concrete side. So here we see it with the various washes, and the washes certainly start helping it blend into the background that was already there. So never fear when you're taking on a challenge like this, you can always add to scenery and then do your best to blend it in with paints later, especially when you add various brown washes and the rust washes, the moss and etc. really helps blend it all in. This is very much the before shot by adding the various parts to the faces. You can see there that I've used the printer to print off a little back scene for the side of the layout. I won't be using that, it was just to give me a general idea, but you can see the two gaps here and how they were needing fixed and sorted. The ledge has blended in nicely, but I feel that the gap has still got a big straight line on it, but I will adjust that with using foliage, etc., which will help disguise all those gaps anyway. So directly above the rock mould that I put in the gap, you can see there's a 4-inch distance between the concrete tunnel mouth and the back scene. So I had to address that situation, and by using polystyrene cutouts, using toothpicks with PVA glue on it, I attached it to that particular piece of rock work. Then digging out the fibre mould, I continued to make rock-like surface with the fibre mould and covered all of the polystyrene and partial part of the finished tunnel portal, and you can see here that it fits that gap quite nicely. This storage shed got some more weathering and aging put on it. Still going to do more to it and possibly add things, but I did put the doors on. This basically storage shed will be used for the town to keep supplies in. They'll be loaded in directly from the wagons. I won't use a platform on it. It'll be right up next to the track. Thanks for watching part 12 of this layout update. There will be more updates continuing weekly.